It is no concern of mine whether your family has... What was it again? Food? Ha! You really should have thought of that before you became peasants. We're through here. Take him away. Next! Today we're going to talk about The Emperor's New Groove. It's time. This movie is my favorite cartoon of all time. The Emperor's New Groove is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. It is so funny. 4 characters: Kuzco, the emperor who gets turned into a llama; Pacha, the upstanding, well-to-do villager; Ezma; and then Krunk, the clunky, everyone loves Krunk the most. Ezma's my favorite character in this whole movie. Kuzco's my next favorite. He's freaking hilarious, but Ezma is so funny. Just even how she's drawn is so sarcastic. It's so funny. Her outfits, her body parts, hilarious. And so you watch Kuzco, being a spoiled brat, right, get turned into a llama, and he gets to go through this drama of learning how to be a hairy beast instead of the king of the world, which is hilarious. And then you watch his relationship with Pacha, the guy who he already told he was going to destroy this guy's village. You watch them have to struggle through the woods, the jungle, together to get this guy back to the palace. And in that place, you watch Ezma and Krunk come and pursue them and all the drama that ensues, which is hilarious because there are so many hilarious, nuanced little things throughout the entire movie. My friends used to hate and love watching the movie with me because I would pause and rewind certain scenes over and over and over and over again because they are so funny. I'm like, you guys, we have to appreciate this. This is so funny. There's some random moments that you don't even think about, but if you go back and watch them again and you pay attention, the way the characters' faces are drawn, the things they say, their tonal inflection, so funny. This film is genius. I can't rave enough about how funny and awesome this movie is. But as you're watching Kuzco and Pacha go through the journey, go through the jungle and work together, you see this genuine friendship form, and they actually learn mutual respect. When they start out, they're both actually pretty rude. Pacha's doing the I'm gonna turn the other cheek thing for a while, but Kuzco's super demeaning, condescending, rude, just to his face, very disrespectful, to the point where he even betrays Pacha and is gonna leave him to die at a bridge, right? Which, by the way, them getting back up from that little fiasco is so funny. There's a moment where they're linking arms and climbing up this cliff gap. And then he's like, okay, let's push against each other's backs and walk up, right? On 3, 1, 2, and then Pacha, who's this big, hulking, overweight dude, smashes Kuzco against the rock. And he's like, ah! And he looks at him, and the way that his eyes are drawn in this moment is so funny. He's got these bulgy, buggy eyes, and he's they're slitted, and he's like, you did that on purpose. And it's so funny because Kuzco says some of the bratty, catty things we all think as we navigate and experience life with other human beings. So funny. We all hate that character because he's such a brat, but he also expresses a lot of our inner brat. It's so funny. As they're going through the journey of figuring out how to get Kuzco back to the palace, they actually learn how to respect each other and work together. And it becomes this beautiful moment where at the end, the climax, spoiler alert, Kuzco has a choice between getting his potion that will turn him back into a human and rescuing Pacha from falling to his death. And he's torn between two things, right? And then the moment happens and we don't know what happens, and all of a sudden we realize he chose Pacha and the potion falls and he lets it go. That moment is so profound and so relevant to real life when it comes to actually stepping into things that God has intended for you. I don't think God orchestrates it on purpose that you have to choose necessarily, and he might, but there are often these moments, these forks in the road in our journey where we get to decide and choose, is love how we want to cast our lot, or are we going to protect ourselves? This happens often in life. Sometimes it's really subtle and almost imperceptible, and other times it's so dramatic and one of the most important moments of your life. You've got a fork. You can choose relationship, you can choose connection, you can choose to trust in the power and the safety of love himself, or you can choose control and your understanding and your history and your experience and what you're aware of and guaranteeing the success that you've perceived to this point. There are often forks in the road, and some of you are probably going through that right now, where you have a choice. You can guarantee your own petty little success and make this thing safe and immediate now, or you can give up whatever false security you're currently tempted by and risk trusting in love and letting him be the author, be the narrator, letting him take care of you instead. And so Kuzco makes this beautiful, heroic choice, and he chooses Pacha over his own humanity, his own restoration back to who he's supposed to be, right? And it's amazing what happens when we cast our lot with love and with the truth. Instead of letting the enemy's alternative be our solution, love actually ends up taking care of us in a way that the solution we already had could never, and never would have. And so there's actual freedom and breakthrough and transformation when it comes to trusting in love instead of doing our own version of this. And this beautiful message is embedded in this hilarious, sarcastic, super fun story. So I love the depth, I love the hilarity, I love that it's a very colorful film. There's so much obnoxiousness throughout it, and I love it. It's so much fun. But there's substance to it, and you watch the characters go on a journey, and it's awesome. I don't want to end this segment without talking about Krunk. There's a moment where he's got his shoulder angels, right? He's got the angel version of him and the devil version of him, and they make fun of, or the devil guy makes fun of the angel guy, and he's like, "Do you want to listen to that guy? Don't listen to that guy. He's going to lead you down the path of righteousness. I'm going to lead you down the path that rocks." And their dialogue back and forth is so funny. Anyway, you guys, The Emperor's New Groove is awesome. The elements in it, it's a feel-good movie, but there's also substance to it. It's not just shallow and cotton candy. It's this is some good stuff, and it's hilarious throughout. And remember, when you're watching a movie, you're never alone. So like and comment and subscribe on all the things. Do the things. There's a bell on YouTube where if you click the bell, it'll notify you when a new video comes out from my channel. Click that bell. You're gonna wanna see this stuff.